everybody, good morning. It's 5:30 of day 2, Section J. And it's time to get hiking. Or battle mosquitoes, whatever. This is where I camped. Before I started this uphill, I crossed this stream crossing. Seems to give a lot of southbounders trouble. But anyway, I've crossed it a few times before, but never when the water level is this high. It was like almost up to my hip, upper thigh, kind of cold. And there was a couple areas where I could cross, getting my feet wet, of course, but I just didn't feel super safe. So I went upstream a little bit to where the flow was a little lower, or not quite as fast. Across there. Whew, all is well that ends well. Check out this little spot. Kind of looks like a little bench. Oh wow. Seat for a king. View for a king. Except these trees. Hiker trail closed. Pack and saddle stock. Peggy's Pond. Never been to Peggy's Pond, but I'd like to go sometime. Another trip. Down there you can see the lake. Deep lake. Wonder why they call it that. Okay, I just rock topped this. And sometimes it's not about not getting your feet wet, it's just about getting your feet minimally wet. Which I would say, hey, not bad. You know what else ain't bad? Is this view. Deep lake basin. Cathedral Rock. Sick, dude. Sick ass lake too. Wow. Cascades, man. Not bad. Not bad at all. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Check out this sweet bridge. Pretty sure WTA made this bridge. Thanks, Washington Trails Association. And this is the Waptus River leading to Waptus Lake down there. which is a great weekend trip. I've been there a bunch of times, Tanisha and I. And boy, does this water look delicious. Man, it looks like Gatorade Glacial Blue. Oh, speaking of which, I'm pretty thirsty. I think I'd like to take a break. It's about noon, probably like 14 or 15 miles, so I think I've earned a shoes off break. What do you say? So I climbed probably like 2,500 feet since lunch at the Waptus River, and I'm on this kind of crest, like basin thing. But before I climbed this pass, and up at the top of this pass is this hiker waiting in the shade. And I talked to him. He looked so familiar, and I guess I looked familiar to him too because his eyes lit up when he saw me. And he said, "Hey, wait a second. Did I meet you on the CDT in 2022? You were hanging out with a trail angel named Serial Killer." And I was like, yeah, of course I was actually. Serial Killer is Scotty. He's a friend of Clean Sweep's dad's. Anyways, this guy, turns out his name's Chester, and Clean Sweep and I did hang out with him at Lemhi Pass, southern Idaho, southern Montana, on the CDT 2 years ago. And yeah, he's out here hiking again. So it's kind of crazy, you know, to see a hiker who you've met on a previous trail on a different trail, especially for me, section hiking in my backyard, you know, and see this guy on his southbound PCT attempt. But yeah, Chester, cool guy. He said he's hiked like 11 trails, and he said he's done a bunch. I saw him last, I think a bunch of really small ones, Penhody Trail, Long Trail, Colorado Trail, but he did like the Florida Trail, so some longer stuff too. But yeah, he said the Florida Trail was awful. It's not worth going, so I'll take his word for it. But yeah, good to see him out here. Totally crazy. I asked if he was enjoying Washington. He said yeah. He just said it's pretty hot, and he's been feeling a little disoriented and nauseous from the heat, which, like, granted, it is kind of hot right now. Southbounders have it different. I mean, northbounders, when you're coming through here, it's pretty chilly usually, end of August, sometime in September. You know, colors are changing, berries, etc. Right now it is pretty sun exposed, but I just got off Tahoe Rim, so I guess I'm pretty used to it. It's not so bad. Okay, so I'm holding this thing, this butternut doll bot from Peak Refuel. I tried to cold soak, rehydrate it, but the zipper thing that like reseals the pouch broke, so I can't have it sit in the kangaroo pouch on the back of my backpack or anywhere else in my backpack, frankly, because it'll spill delicious butternut deliciousness all over the place. So I gotta carry it in my hand or my teeth or whatever. Sucks because I'm about to drop like 2,500 feet, and I'd like to use my trekking poles, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So I just crossed Lima Creek. There was a log that you could balance on, but the water, I crossed around 6:30 p.m. So the water level from the snow melt is a little higher this time of day than it would be earlier in the day. And the water was like lapping it. And I took a couple steps out onto it, felt hella slippery, and it was probably just like a couple feet of water. So shallow enough to walk through, but like deep enough where if I slipped off the log, I could twist my ankle, like actually get hurt. So I just went back to the normal creek crossing and just walked across. Got my feet wet. It's like knee high. Not too bad, but like I said, this is mid-July and I'm 5'9", so take that what you will for beta. Otherwise, yeah, it's like 6:55. I've hiked about 29.5 miles, and honestly, I'm feeling whooped. I'm pretty tired right now. Cascades are kind of tough hiking. A little tougher than the Tahoe area, that's for sure anyway. So yeah, I figure I'll hike another, I don't know. It's only 7-ish, so I have another 2 hours worth of daylight. So I don't know, probably hike at least another 3, maybe 4.5 miles. Find camp, perhaps even Spectacle Lake. Those Pacific Northwesterners watching, if you've ever hiked in Okanogan, Wenatchee National Forest, Alpine Lakes Wilderness, Spectacle Lake and Peat Lake are pretty darn accessible. I think Spectacle is like a 8.5 or 9 mile hike from a trailhead here. So I'm pretty familiar with that little stretch, but it's only a few miles before it goes onto like a PCT section that I seldom hike. So looking forward to that part. That's tomorrow. First, got to figure out camp for tonight. Oh, we call this the power hour. Another hour or two before sunset and bedded by. Spectacle Lake, lovely. golden hour in the Cascades. Stunning. Oh, I'm coming up on like 33, 34, 35. Who's counting anymore? I don't even know. Something miles, and I think I'm being like 7,500 feet. So both metrics are higher in volume than I had anticipated this morning. As you can see, I'm still hiking, so there's a little bit of snow. So hopefully nothing too bad tonight or tomorrow. But I figure, hey, if I can hike one more mile and pitch camp, I'll be happy, dude. Put me within like 15 miles of Snoqualmie Pass for tomorrow. Oh, I might be camping right here, actually. All right, cheers.